it's Sarah, and I'm here with my February wrap up. So this month I read a total of 6 books, and I'm in the middle of a 7th book, so I'll talk about that one at the end. So this month turned out pretty good. I got about halfway through the month, and I didn't feel like I was reading a ton for some reason. I don't know. I started kind of stressing out about not like just thinking I'm not going to get all the way through my TBR. But when I actually kind of really looked at it right now, I actually did get through almost all of my TBR except some of the extra ones that I had thrown in for the Rainbow-thon, which I didn't end up getting to. So it's all good. Okay, so the first book that I completed this month was Try Not to Breathe. This was written by Holly Seddon, and this is a review copy that I had received from NetGalley, and I was super, super excited about it, and I absolutely loved this book. I do have a separate full review video for you, so I will go ahead and link that down below if you haven't checked that out yet, but I did do a separate review, and I absolutely loved it. 5 stars. Really, really good thriller book. The second book that I picked up is Lullaby by Chuck Palahniuk, or Palahniuk. I don't know how to say that correctly. This is one that I read for the Rainbow-thon as well. This was my Yellow Spine cover. It's pretty short. It actually took me longer to get through than I thought. It was a little bit more dense than I thought it was going to be, but I did end up enjoying it, and I ended up giving it 4 stars. It was just kind of weird, but I think he writes weird stuff anyway. This is my first book by him. I do have another one on my shelf, so I'll have to give that one a read here soon and see how they compare. This is also the guy who wrote Fight Club, and I have not read that one personally, but so I think he writes just kind of quirky stuff, and this was definitely quirky, but yeah, I liked it. The third book that I read, I actually read on, or I listened to on audiobook, and that is The Last Anniversary by Liane Moriarty. Liane Moriarty. I always say Lane. I look at this and I think Lane. It's Leanne. But this book was pretty good. I gave it 3 stars. It wasn't bad, but compared to how much I've heard about her and her writing, like everyone loves her books, I guess I was kind of expecting a little bit more, but it was pretty good. I talk more about this one and also about Lullaby in my Rainbow-thon wrap-up video. I go much more into detail about it, so if you want to check that out, I would go ahead and check that out as well. I'll leave a link down below. But yeah, 3 stars for me. I'm interested in her as an author still. The fourth book that I picked up is French Quarter. This is written by Lacey Alexander. This was our book club pick for this month, and our theme this month was smut, and this was definitely a smut book. This book was 95% sex. Good sex, but 95% sex. So I actually read this book to get out of a slump because I felt a little slumpy after reading 2 of my books for Rainbow-thon. I was kind of feeling a little overwhelmed, I guess, or just like, I don't know, I didn't want to pick things up, I didn't want to read. And usually a really lighthearted, don't have to think too much, sexy time book usually gets me out of that slump because it's brainless. You don't have to think about it. You just read it, you enjoy it, it's all good. And this one was really good. I read it in one day, and it wasn't super long. It was brainless. It had really good sex scenes in it. I mean, sometimes you don't want anything more than that, and that's exactly what I needed at that time, and it got me out of that slump. So I really did enjoy this one, and this one was 4 stars for me. The 5th book that I read is another book that I read for review, and I got a copy of the book from the publisher, and that is Black Rabbit Hall. This is written by Eve Chase. This is a debut novel from this author, and the publisher contacted me, asked me if I would, if they could send me a copy so I can do a review, which I did. I did an entire review video for it, so I'll link that down below as well. Lots of linkies for you this week. But this one, I really enjoyed it. It was slow to start off with, honestly, and it took me probably about the last 150 pages, I was really in it. I enjoyed the rest of it as well, but I wasn't like sucked in right away. But the last 150 pages, I was in it. I was in it to win it. It was like I was, couldn't turn the pages fast enough. I really enjoyed it. So I did give this one 4 stars, and I do have a full video review like I talked about, so I go much, into detail about the book. There's no spoilers in it, so if you want to check it out. I also have a giveaway in that video for this one. The publisher was kind enough to offer to do a giveaway on my channel for this book, so I highly, highly recommend you go check it out so that you can enter to win if you want to win a copy as well. But 4 stars, really like this one. The 6th book that I picked up that I just finished yesterday is Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. I have not read this book yet, which is really, this was one that was probably on my shame shelf. Like, I cannot believe I haven't read this book yet because I feel like everyone has read this book and everybody loves this book. And I was really excited to read it. And I don't know why I've never picked it up. I don't know why, but I ended up grabbing it from the library one day. And oh, this book, so sad. So sad. The only thing, I really enjoyed it. I really, really liked this. This was a 5-star read for me, like 100%. The only thing that kind of ruined it a little bit for me is that I went into this book knowing it was sad because I had heard people talk about how sad it is. I never got spoiled for anything. I didn't know exactly what it was about. I knew it was something about a handicapped man and a woman who was starting to care for him. That's all I knew. I assumed they were going to fall in love, and then like everyone just said the ending was so sad. And I was just like, okay. And then I got to a certain point in this book and realized where it was going, and I kind of predicted what was going to be happening at the end. So it kind of, I didn't officially get spoiled, but I guess, just going into this knowing it was sad, I kind of guessed what was going to happen at the end. So that kind of ruined it a little bit for me. Not that I didn't enjoy it, I really did. But if I had gone into this completely blind, not even knowing it was a sad book, I think it would have impacted me a little bit more. I probably would have cried. I didn't cry because I kind of saw what was happening. I was still sad, but I don't know. So, but still, I'm not putting it down. It was 5 stars. It was wonderful. If you haven't read it, please do. I highly, highly recommend it. I loved it. I really, really did. This is my second book by her that I've read and I loved. I want to read the sequel to this as well. That is out now, so I'm gonna have to try to get my hands on that soon. But so I guess the experience was a little bit ruined for me, but not the actual book, if that makes any sense at all. But yeah, 5 stars. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it. And the book that I am currently in the middle of is Passenger by Alexandra Bracken. I'm halfway through. I'm not enjoying this book, you guys. I'm not enjoying it at all. And I don't know if this is just one of those times where the hype train has ruined it for me. But I mean, I'm literally halfway through this book and like 2 big things have happened and that's it. I'm kind of bored right now. So I'm hoping that it's going to pick up. I think it probably will, but it's not keeping my attention. I've been reading this for almost a week, and like that's a long time for me to be reading. Like if I'm enjoying a book and I'm reading it and I'm enjoying it, it does not take me a week to read it. So I don't know. As of right now, I'm a little disappointed. I don't know. I'm bored. When I do read it, it takes me forever to get through a couple pages just because I'm letting myself get distracted by everything. So I'm not caring about what's happening. And yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. But so many people love this book. I've seen 2 people who have said they didn't enjoy it all that much. And I'm starting to kind of relate to them more than anything. And I'm just hoping that it's gonna get better and that the ending is gonna be good, because as of right now, like I've actually considered DNFing it, but I'm pushing through just because I've heard so many good things and I'm hoping that it's gonna redeem itself here soon. But seriously, I'm halfway through. I normally, if I get halfway through and I'm not interested, I'll put it down, but I'm gonna force myself to push on through and to keep going, especially because I purchased this book and I don't purchase brand new releases very often. So, okay, this is what I'm gonna be trying to get through here in the next week. But yeah, so far it's a letdown. Okay, that is it. That is all that I've read in February and what I am currently reading and hoping to finish up at the beginning of March. Please leave me a comment down below and let me know what you guys read in February. What was your favorite book? Have you read any of these? And I will talk to you guys again soon. And I'll be back soon with my March TBR. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you soon. Bye.